Hey guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel, Peter Likes Books. Okay, so see, I'm being very loud now because I just recorded the video and I didn't have enough time on the end. And so I found out at the end when I was talking about it out loud that my husband, who's upstairs with his supposed to be having his headphones on so he can't hear me, was listening to the whole thing. Because then he said to me, you dropped your note and then you did this and you did that. Say hi, Alex. Oh, now he's gonna act like he's not listening to me, but he's totally listening to every word I'm saying. And it makes me a little embarrassed to have to record these videos with somebody up there listening to me probably going, anyway, so we'll get right into this. And I had to re-record it because it went too long, so I'm gonna try to make this shorter. Welcome to my week on Booktube. How are you this week? Okay, what are the books that I've read this week? Well, first of all, let's talk about me needing a little drink. Kavita, I'm not real sure what I think of this drink, you guys. It is sparkling probiotic, lemon ginger. This video is not sponsored by them, and if it was, I'd say better things about it because it's not that great. Anyway, okay, so the books I read this week, let's see. Well, I finished Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. Yay! If I knew how to do any kind of editing, I would add like an applause sound in there. Anyway, I don't. So it took me, I don't know, a month to read Carry On Audible. So here's the story. A friend of mine lent me the book. I told you guys I had read it, which I did. I skimmed through it, very quick skim. I mean, I read it, but I quick skimmed it. And listening to it on Audible, a totally different experience because I had to give the book back in like 3 days. And I didn't want to buy it when I had already bought it on Audible. So, I did not love this book. I will just tell you that right now. I think that had I read all of the Harry Potters so far, I would have loved this book. If you're a huge fan of Harry Potter, I think you'll absolutely love this book. It is 100% Harry Potter fan fiction. But a lot of like the things that are funny about it or like the things that she refers to in the book, I didn't understand because I haven't read that far in the series yet because you guys know I'm reading Harry Potter as we speak. Okay, so, yeah, but I will say this. I gave it 5 stars because I thought she was absolutely, absolutely genius, and I'll talk about my star ratings in a second, for developing this whole magical world. I mean, to be able to do that and develop memorable characters, even if they're based on fan fiction and all this kind of stuff, like his friend Penny is definitely Ron Weasley kind of, and a mixture of Ron Weasley and Hermione, and so it's, I mean, she's genius at what she does, right? And the subplot, which is what everybody reads this book for, really, is not a huge part of the book. I mean, I went into this book thinking it was going to be about something, and it's totally not a big part of the book. But anyway, I loved the book. I loved the ending of it. I had to listen to it on 1.5 on Audible, as somebody recommended, because it just got so long, you guys. But I think that if you really, really like the whole Harry Potter world, you'll like it. It is definitely not typical of Rainbow Rowell. I mean, it's not one of these, you know, Eleanor and Parks, where it's kind of sad and very real. It's not one of these like fangirls or attachments, and I have now read everything by her except for her upcoming one coming out. It is definitely more of like a Harry Potter kind of world. So if you like that, I think you'll really like it. Except it's about Simon Snow. But anyway, so I finished that, and then I finished This Is Where It Ends. I'm not going to talk anything about this book. I talked about it in my video, Violence in Books. If you'd like to hear what I have to say about this video or this book, go check that video out. I gave it no rating on Goodreads. And then the next book that I want to talk about is interesting because when I did that video, and I had just finished The Dinner by Herman Koch, if you guys have seen the video that I talked about this and the other one called Violence in Books, you know, I gave this a 5-star rating, and I gave that other, whatever that is, drivel, a no rating. And I absolutely love this book, but so many people asked me, they were like, did you read or did you see the movie We Need to Talk About Kevin? And yes, I had seen the movie. I loved the movie. I was actually talking to my husband about it at brunch yesterday, and I was like, did we see that together? When did we see it? Blah, 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 whatever. And we couldn't kind of remember when we had seen it. And what's so funny about it is we have like on our bookshelves a whole section that's all DVDs, and I was moving them yesterday because I'm actually fanning myself because it's so hot. Not in here because we got our air conditioning fixed, but it's hot. But anyway, I was moving these DVDs, and look what I found. We Need to Talk About Kevin, the DVD. So I'm not really sure why I own it, except for that we used to go to Walmart and buy movies instead of going to the Redbox where it's cheaper because I wanted the ones that were brand new out, right? Because isn't that what you want? So anyway, I own the movie. I've read the book. I've read this book, I've read that other thing, and I've had enough violence in my life for right now. So, but anyway, The Dinner by Herman Koch. If you haven't seen my violence and books videos, go check it out and read this book. I thought it was incredible. Okay. Did I finish anything else this week? No. Okay. Next thing, books I'm reading. Summer Days and Summer Nights. I'm still there. I'm trying to kind of slowly do this over the summer, this one. Love it. You know, in another video, I talked about how I love Stephanie Perkins' book or story in this one, and I was only 3 pages in. And the 3 pages in of her story I read, I did love. But what I didn't realize until I finished it, and I finished it last night, her story, is that if you read her story about Marigold in the holiday version, My True Love Gave to Me, in this book, it's 6 months later, and she follows up with what happened with that in that story with Marigold and the guy that she falls in love with that works for a pine tree farm, a Christmas tree farm. And I'm not giving anything away for the Christmas version or this one if you guys want to read it. But you find out like what happened 6 months later. And I have to say, I did not love this story. I love the holiday version. I did not love this one. So I'm reading that. And then I'm still reading Raymond Carver short stories. And it's so interesting, you guys. Like summer sitting outside is like a perfect time to read these. They're very kind of like he writes very simply about just simple people. And it's almost like he takes a photograph, you know, of like sitting outside somebody's like house or, you know, apartment and just like takes a photograph of their life for a moment of what's going on in their life. And you evaluate it and it has deeper meaning. It's absolutely beautiful. Cathedral by Raymond Carver. I love it. And because I turned into this huge love of short stories, I decided I would start reading Jim Provenzano's 40 Wild Crushes, which he sent me. It just came out not too long ago. He is a Lambda Award winner, and this is a book of short stories. And it's mostly driven towards, I would say, gay men. The first short story, which is called 40 Wild Crushes, is a story which is like him, it's autobiographical, and he's looking back on being in elementary school. And he's talking about like all of these boys that he had crushes on in elementary school. And it's funny because he and I have to be similar in age. And so while I was reading it, I was kind of like thinking back on when I was in elementary school and like, did I have crushes and who were they and what happened? Because he talks like, okay, so he annotates the whole thing. It's so well done. And so at the bottom of it, there's like annotations on here about like what happened to those people now and blah, 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 blah. I'll give you an example. So he talks about like this one guy and he's like, cute buck-toothed neighbor. Once I got so mad at him, he was so cute. I threw his glasses and broke them. He got in a freak accident in college and is a paraplegic. So it's like he goes through each person and talks about what happened to them. The rest of the stories are not annotated like that. I will say, I think this book is mostly directed towards gay men. That want to read that experience. I mean, I think anybody could enjoy it. The stories are great, but they are very gay driven. So, 40 Wild Crushes, I think it's fantastic. Okay, and let's see. The next thing I'm reading with Maddie is Me Before You, Me Before You. Have you guys seen the movie? Don't tell me anything about it. Have you read the book? I almost bought it on Audible right now because I'm really struggling getting into this. I'm only 19 pages in for like the last 4 days. I finished all of these books, you guys, and then I needed like a day or two to just kind of like take a break. Do you ever do that? I don't dislike this book. I'm like not in it yet. I don't know. It's like I just can't get into it yet. So anyway, I did not buy it on Audible. I'm going to read it because that's what I promised Maddie. If you guys would like to do the read along with us, we're going to read it in July, and then at the end of July, we're going to do a video. So go back and look at my video with Maddie. It says Peter and Maddie discuss books or talk books, and then you guys can see what we're going to do about that. Anyway, my hair is not looking cute today. Okay, next book is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I am 65 pages into it. The last time when I read the other one, I tore through the last 100 pages, so I'll probably just like finish this in a setting or two. And then I am reading Helter Skelter, and I haven't read a whole lot more of this. But I'm gonna like, this is gonna be like a whole summer kind of thing. So those are the books that I'm reading right now. Also, Traffic by Ellen Hopkins, I'm reading on my Kindle, as you have known, because I've talked about it 15 million times. And then, because I finished Carry On Audible, I am now listening to, okay, you guys, I had a ton of credits left on Audible, and then I got 2 new credits this month, and I had like used a sale and gone in and bought all these books on sale, and so like, I don't know, like a couple months ago I went and I bought like 8 books on Audible. I didn't spend the money, I just had like all of this credits and sale and stuff. So I'm reading one of those books now. It's It's called The Morning Hours by Paula Trek DeBoard. If you guys have read this, let me know what you thought or think about it. Or what you thought about it. It's a mystery, kind of suspense, like Gone Girl, I guess, something like that. Everybody compares everything to Gone Girl anymore, right? Do you notice that? Like, not every book can be Gone Girl, and I didn't love Gone Girl that much anyway. But anyway, so it's about this woman and her brother, like, supposedly killed this girl when they were in high school, and the girl went missing. You know I love a good missing story. So anyway, and it's like some tragedy happens, and she has to go back to Wisconsin, like, all these years later, and that's where the book starts, and I'm only literally, like, a half an hour into it. So, but I will tell you that I just used my 2 credits, and I bought The Last Star by Rick Yancey, which is the last book in the Fifth Wave series, because I read the other 2 on Audible, or listened to the other 2 on Audible. I loved them, and so I can't wait to see what happens with this series. I did not love The Infinite Sea, the second one, so I'm hoping this one will be better. And then I got The Girls by Emma Cline, and it's so funny because I saw this book at Costco yesterday, and I almost got it. It's about a girl in the 60s that kind of joins this cult, and I think the whole thing is kind of told to the backdrop, or it's like supposed to be alluded to that it's like Charles Manson's Girls. I don't know, that's kind of how it read, which of course would make it perfect because I'm reading Helter Skelter. Okay. Have you guys ever thought that maybe you wanted to marry Charles Manson? Like, I've heard that he has lots of wives. I'm not sure if that's true, but I heard that was true. Okay, and I wanted to talk about, I don't know anything about this book. One of my friends gave it to me, and so, hey Inez, how are you? And she, The Girl with a Gift by Monica McDowell. It looks like it was self-published. She said it was great. And what's interesting about this is that my publisher, I think, mentioned this to me too, and was like, have you heard of it? I don't know anything about this book. It's about a girl that has magical powers, and it's told from the point of view from her sister, I think, something like that. And, but it's only 185 pages, and it looks really good, and I've heard incredible things about it. So that just proves that self-published books can do very well, and I'm gonna read this very soon so I can give it back. And then I wanted to read a memoir this summer, and about a year ago I bought this book because I heard incredible things about it, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I lost the cover jacket to it, and I don't know what happened to it, I'm so upset. But it is Grace, a memoir by Grace Coddington. And Grace Coddington is the creative director of American Vogue, if you do not know who she is. And she has, here she is right here. You can't see because it's like a pencil drawing, but she has like really red, wiry hair. She's the one. And then like right here, if you look, you can see like all of the famous people. This is the front row of like a fashion show, see? So cool, isn't it? Like even right here, look, Anna Wintour, right there. Can you even check out that that's Anna Wintour? But anyway, this is about her life and like how she got into the fashion industry and all that kind of stuff. And it's supposed to be incredible. I love this book. I think it's beautiful. It sits on our coffee table. I'm so excited to read it. Okay, the next thing I am gonna talk about is that my high point of the week was finding my favorite writer, Brent Hardiger, at Goodwill, a signed copy of a first edition of his book that I have never read. That was my high point of the week, $2.49. I was so excited. My low point of the week, you might ask, this book. Very, very low point of the week. Okay, in July, I am reading You Know Me Well by Nina LaCour and David Levithan with Ashley. I'm also asking somebody else to read it, but they haven't told us yet or not. So if you'd like to read it along with us, please read this book with us. We're gonna do a video or two talking about this book and kind of our different points of it. So we're gonna do a collab on that. I'm real excited about it. I've heard good things. I've heard mixed reviews actually about this book, so we'll see. I loved her short story that was in Summer Days and Summer Nights. The next thing is that Simon at Savage Reads and I are going to send each other postcards to use as bookmarks because he suggested it and I thought, oh my God, what a genius idea. I need to send. So if you would like to send me postcards to use as bookmarks, let me know. A lot of people have mentioned to me that I don't have a P.O. box. I used to, I got rid of it. If you guys would like me to get a P.O. box, I can do that. I can also give you the address for my office, a place that you can send things to if you would like to send me things. I like things. I like lots of things. My birthday is on Wednesday if you'd like to send me things or if you'd like to know my Amazon wish list. Totally joking. Not really. Anyway. Okay, so anyway, but people have asked me about that. So if you guys want me to get a P.O. box, I'll get one. People email me all the time too. But if you want to send me postcards, I think that would be really cool. And I can give you a shout out and then I would have tons of bookmarks for all these. Okay, the other thing is I've mentioned that I'm going to do a read along in August. I want to know, a lot of people have said that they would really enjoy doing that. What book would you like me to pick as a read-along? Mention below in the comments what book you think it should be. And then I'm going to do a poll on Twitter where I pick like out of 3 books, like what it should be. And I think it should maybe be something that everybody has access to, like at a library or a half-price bookstore or a thrift store or whatever. And maybe something that we are rereading or something that we read in high school or a lot of us should have read and didn't read or whatever. So let me know. The other thing is, if you guys have certain videos that you would like to see me make that you haven't seen me make, you know, like certain tag videos or talking about like my favorite female characters or favorite male characters, or how I read or how I enjoy reading or all that kind of stuff, or if you do not like these Week in Booktube videos or you hate my reviews or whatever, let me know in the comment section below so that I can kind of know what it is that you like. What are you guys doing this week? How was your week? Are you having a good time? Oh, also don't forget to Snapchat me. You know I love a good Snapchat, right? So anyway, a lot of you have, and I've been trying to Snapchat you back. All of my social media links are below. Please like my video and give it a huge thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It would really make my day. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.